Morning. Good morning, Dr. Brenda.
Good morning on the road in Georgia,
Dr. Brenda.
traveling and going forward and meeting people. I'm so proud of you, our future senator.
Amen, amen, amen. I'm receiving all of that. Dr. Brenda, it has been an adventure. It has been an adventure. I am on the road around the state of Georgia. Good morning, Genesis. That's Mr. Kevin Jackson out in Texas. Yes. Yes,
Hi,
I'm.
Kevin.
Good morning, Kevin. Yeah, on the road around the state campaigning, really working hard to win this race to the United States Senate. Dr. Brenda, on my agenda, of course, I will not go to Washington and not take the beauty and barber industry. So we are on the agenda. We have to strengthen our health and safety standards. We've been fighting state to state. You are in the state of Ohio, and we've been fighting state to state year after year, battle after battle. They keep bringing back all these policies to deregulate, devalue, destroy us, and we just keep fighting, fighting, fighting. We need to get on a bigger playing field so we can attack this from the air. So us going to Washington, Dr. Brenda, is the next best step.
Nationally, to link us all together as all of our states are fighting bills in our state, fighting legislation, opposing legislation to not deregulate. And we want reform, but we want to do it in a way that is going to advance salon barber professionals rather than push them aside and their education aside, taking education and decreasing hours. um, we continue to get CEUs to continue in our education, and they want to now decrease hours in a lot of different states for cosmetology and barber. We are opposed to that. Our organization, we're opposed to that, and
And my thing
we're
is,
not.
Dr. Brenda, how do you, let me ask you, Dr. Brenda, how do you take role in industry backwards to bring it forward? Because that's what's happening. Like, how do you roll an industry backwards to bring it forward?
It doesn't make sense to take back the things. You can't take it back. You can't. It's time to just push forward. Listen to the salon and barber professionals as they are the ones in the industry. The corporate businesses sometimes don't even see exactly what is going on, and they're making changes and proposing changes at legislation. They're getting sponsors to change things. To It's almost like, for lack of a better word, human trafficking. Not able to work for yourself, be independent. Um, Deregulation is going to make it harder for independent businesses.
And small businesses like ours, like small salons, small, these barbershops, these family owned businesses, these businesses have been in the family for years and generations. And then here comes corporate with this model to get you in and get you out, quote unquote. They want to create this customer service friendly atmosphere, but really it's about money. It's about dollars and cents. It's about, what's ours as workers. And that's the problem across this nation, Dr. Brenda. You have these bigger corporate structures that really don't respect the work that we do. I mean, don't have any respect for it. They just want to make their profits and give us pennies on the dollar. Pennies on the dollar, and they're making the bulk of the dollar.
Exactly. Smaller businesses are in the hub of the community. It's a place where people can come together. Being a small business, being a cosmetologist, being a barber, you're in the neighborhood, in your community, not only just providing a service, but you're providing other entities of resources coming together, giving information in your community that's going to help build your community. You're in your community working. Most small businesses, and mine was a small business in the community, and we volunteered at the different fairs. We volunteered at a lot of the different churches, just going out. meeting our community, working with them. They were providing us to do a service. They provided for us our services to be rendered to them, and we give back. In the community, there's a lot of resources of coming together, getting information out. And those small businesses make up that the communities. They may be small, and they may not be the big corporate conglomerates, but some salons are two persons, some are 10, some are more, but they're still independent, small businesses, not corporate. And I understand corporate to a degree, but I don't understand why they would want to come and change where it's going to be hard for small businesses to succeed.
Greed. There's your answer. Greed. We have Andre, Andre in Wisconsin, our advocate in Wisconsin. Good morning, Andre.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good
How
morning.
are
How you
you? How are
doing?
you, ladies, this morning?
Doing good, sir.
Wonderful.
How are
That's
you?
We're
good.
How
glad to
is
see you
Wisconsin?
here.
Yeah.
I'm all right. Pardon me?
I said, how is it going in Wisconsin?
It's going. It's going well. Things are slow still, but we're moving along. Everybody's still practicing the same regimens that the state are requiring you to practice. So not too much has changed, but not too much has grown either.
Yeah. Yeah. So what how are your numbers? How are the COVID numbers in Wisconsin?
Well, they say they're on the rise, but from the looks of it, we don't see what they're stipulating as normal. Um, Everything is on the rise, everything. But people are practicing, social distancing. They're wearing their masks. They're doing everything that's required. But because of certain gatherings in certain areas, they say that everything is on the rise.
Yeah, yeah. And you know what, Andre? I just think that we're in a season where, and I've said this repeatedly, that we're gonna have to learn to live with this. I mean, we can't shut down. We can't just stay in our houses. We still have to eat. Farmers have to farm. We're gonna have to work. We're gonna have to live, and we're gonna have to live with this. And if wearing a mask and practicing social distancing is the biggest part, I think that's the easiest part to do.
This is true. This is true.
So
It's
how
gonna
did you?
come. It's gonna come a time where. Say it again.
No, go ahead. There's gonna come a
I
time.
can say it's gonna come a time where they're gonna say that everything is just fine, and it may not be.
Mm, right.
You know.
But you just have to, like Kevin was saying from Texas, our advocate out in Texas, he was saying last week, is you have to be responsible for your own health and your own safety by making sure you do everything you can to stay healthy.
This is
Make
true.
sure your immune system is boosted. Make sure you are doing everything you can. We really can't control everybody. Like they're mad because of Florida and some of these vacation spots. The numbers have risen. Hopefully, we'll get somebody from Florida to come on and talk about it. But um, you know, people are going to do what they want to do, and the only thing you can do is be responsible for you and
That's
your
it. That's
surroundings
it.
as you can. So, yeah, how's the barbershop? How things going back with you back at work?
Oh, it's going well. It's going well. I went from being there on the weekends to now I'm there actually pretty much about 5 days a week. So it's
Mm,
pretty consistent, and the clientele is it's been the same clientele I've had for the last 15, 20 years. And some of them is growing. I'm getting new clients. Taking the precautions to show people on social media as well as on Google that we are a safe location for them to come get a service, and that's important. That's important.
yeah. With other professionals? How are they coping? How are they coping? Have you heard anything from other professionals?
I haven't, but today, after yesterday, speaking with you ladies, I decided today I went out and I bought a spiral notebook so I can go around and I'm going to take, my phone and I've decided to go interview other locations, other professionals in the industry, and ask them their opinions on the situation that we're going through. and see what I can come up with. So I'm going to travel to the little small area of Wisconsin, southeast Wisconsin, and borderlines of Illinois, and see what I come up with.
Wow, that's gonna be some good stuff. We're gonna have to follow your page and share these stories, because this is how, we really professionals, sometimes we get caught up in our services and we don't really talk and communicate with each other. So kudos to you. Thank you for doing that. Dr. Brenda, what you think?
Kudos, Brother Andre. I like that.
Yes.
The roving reporter.
I'm definitely going to get out there, because it's actually the only way, trying to reach out to them via Facebook or via phone. You just don't get it. If you walk into a location, and you ask them, hey, I just want a small conversation, something to record, just so I can get your feedback to take back to where I need to take it back to show that we are out here on the same mission, doing the same thing, striving for the same results, but it's not just coming from one person.
Exactly. I think that's going to add value, and I wouldn't be surprised if it catches on. The others will do the same thing in their communities and share that information. It's going to be good.
I will.
Good luck to you.
And would you wear your T-shirt, Andre, when you go out?
I am wearing my T-shirt. I just left the gym, so I was like, it's 10 o'clock. Let me get on the line. So yes, I will have my T-shirt on.
Yes, and we'll definitely share it. Make sure you tag us so we can share it and spread the word about what you're doing. Very good. Thank you so much, Andre, Wisconsin.
All right. You're welcome.
All right. Have a good morning. We look forward to this.
Too. I will.
Yes.
Yes. That's awesome, Dr. Brenda. He's going to travel around.
It is.
Stories.
It is awesome. Wow. I was just looking backstage. Someone had made a comment. I can't see the chat.
Back in the day?
Okay, back in the day.
The salons were more like community pillars. Brenda Hosley has always been an advocate for stylists. We're so glad to have Dr. Hosley, Dr. Brenda.
I represent Ohio, Toledo.
Toledo. Actually, that person actually said something about you. He said, "Hey, Brenda Hosley, so good to see you. You do not remember me, but I sure remember you, one of Toledo's finest."
Wow. Now, who is that?
I don't know who it is, but you got a fan.
That's beautiful. Well, I'm glad to be here. Retired from the salon as far as behind the chair, but I'm not retired from the business of doing business. And it's about continuing in advocating for our state, and now being a part of the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals. That's a nationwide venture, being a part of that. So I'm happy to be on this venture. We are all in this together.
Amen. Yes, ma'am. Yes, we are. I'm gonna bring in, excuse me, I'm gonna bring in Miss Jackie in Ohio. I think she want to give us a little update. Hey, she got her T-shirt on. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I'm very appreciative of Miss Hosey. She's taking a lot of pressure off of me in Ohio. So thank you. Now, I'm still working in the salon, so I'm just having all kinds of different experiences. It's scary still. Like Saturday about 3:00, about 4 people came to the door, and I'm like, oh no. So
not at one time, right?
I turned them away, so I don't know, that bothered me a little bit, but
the fact
I
that
don't
they
know.
were walk-ins.
Yeah, they were trying to walk in, and people are still wanting their hair done. And I was tickled, when we first got back to work, gave the people the perms. So they're back for round 2 for their perms. So they're coming back. They're coming in. They need their hair done. They want their hair done. So I love it.
We can only stay down for so long.
Yeah.
In Ohio also, I was looking, I get an update from the governor,
Right.
and I've noticed that our our numbers are spiking, and as you know, we are like there are four different levels of color that signify if you are actively exposure to spread, or if it's a level 1 to a level 4. We had 3 counties that were in a level 3, which would be a very high exposure or of this and spread of the COVID. And then some were going into level 4, which is the purple color. The level 3 is the red color. And where I live, we're close to the level 2. But this was 4 days ago. This update came 4 days ago. And so I think some of the numbers are going down, but we have an advisory, health advisory right now. And I noticed some of the states are looking to close down salons again. California is one of those states. Um, we just have to be prepared. We have a mandatory mask order now. In my city of Toledo, we also have a mandatory mask. There's still going to be those that will oppose, they don't want to comply. But when you see a person wearing a mask, you know that they want to protect themselves and the other persons. We are in this together, and we have to do what we have to do. We don't want to go back to where we are shut in. Like Tamara was saying, it's something that we're going to have to live with, but we have to live with it with a sense of wear a mask. That's going to help.
Yeah, it's responsibility. It's like we're responsible for each ourselves, and we're responsible for each other. So just just be mindful that you don't know, this person may have an elderly grandparent that they live with, or you just don't know. So I don't want to, and I don't know. None of us know if we are active. We can be asymptomatic. You don't know if you have it. So just, ask.
You
Wearing a
don't.
mask and just social distancing is not a hard ask. Just, we can do this. We can definitely do this.
One
Yep,
thing that I
mindset.
wanted, one thing that I did want to share today was my county. I live in Ohio, Summit County, and my county they sent us up a big box full of masks. And so, I've been kind of always been on resources. So check with your county and your health department and to help some of these people out here, because I think some of it is they don't have masks, so that's not why they're not wearing them. They
Mm.
don't necessarily have them. There was a homeless guy walking up. He walks up and down the street the whole day and night. So I went out and I gave him a handful of masks and some hand sanitizer. That's all I could do for him.
Hmm. Hmm.
So
Well,
check
that was
your
great.
resources. Yeah, check your resources, and see, go to your county and see, keep up with your county and see what they're doing. So we're going to do a mass giveaway and voter registration. Yeah.
And fill out the census.
And the census as well. I'm a census worker as well.
Yes, yes,
Throughout this.
yes.
Well, thank you, Jackie, for giving us an Ohio update. We appreciate you. That's a good looking T-shirt you got on there.
Yeah. I
we,
love
we
it.
All right, we'll see you soon, Miss Jackie. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Uh-huh.
Thank you, Jackie.
Yeah, this is, we're just in some strange times. We're in some strange times, but we just got to be mindful and be responsible and encourage, Dr. Brenda. I think that's the part of it, that we're going to get through this, and we're going to be better on the other side. I just don't believe God brings you to something not to bring you through it. So if he
Right,
brought us to this, he will bring us through this. So I'm just holding on.
exactly. And during this time that we have, it's a quiet place. You have to be in a quiet place to even hear some of the things that there is a purpose in every person. There's a purpose. We are here on purpose, for a purpose. We have a purpose. And sometimes you have to get in that quiet place. And we have been in a time all these months to be by ourselves, to be alone with ourselves, and to reevaluate and to see where we are, to know our strength, to know our faith. So it's all purpose.
It is. And you know, I agree with that. And I think we don't really talk about, the spiritual part of all of this, but I think that, this world has been such a busy place. We wake up, we go, we keep going, we keep going. And then we've been in this rat race over just for years, for a long time. I can just speak for myself. I just feel like I've been just running so hard for so long. And when this pandemic hit and everybody had to stop, it really gave me an opportunity to say, okay, what is this? But in the midst of that, God made me write. So that's when I wrote our book, our guide, after the COVID. I wrote our book during that season. I finished law school during that season. So God had me to finish up some stuff because, like I said, he don't bring you to it, not to bring you through it. So it's got to be something on
Exactly.
the side of this.
Amen. Amen.
Yeah, we're gonna have Miss Racine on in just a few minutes. We're gonna talk. Yeah, we're getting close to that tax deadline, and I know she's gonna have a lot to say about that. Tax
Yes.
deadline is what, the 15th?
Tomorrow. Yes. Yes.
Tomorrow. Yeah, I actually, it's just it never ends. It's always something to do. So I am on the campaign trail just to kind of give you guys some funny stories. So I'm gonna tell you guys a real funny story from yesterday. I've been actually, I am on YouTube, so it's Tamara Shealy on YouTube, and I'm sharing my journey. But yesterday, Dr. Brenda, I called and I made a reservation at an RV park. And when I called, I gave the lady my information, and she said, "What? Give me an email to send, an email address to send you a receipt." So I gave her my campaign email address, and then she held the phone and she said, "Are you a politician?" And I just kind of took a breath and I said, "Yes." She said, "What are you running for?" And I took another breath and I was like, "The U.S. Senate." And I just, not that I didn't want to tell her, it's just traveling, I'm still navigating, and it was a little kind of like, okay, you don't want people to know too much because you don't know where, politics, we're in a place politically where it's very divisive, first of all, and it's controversial, and it's so much tension with party, but down the party line. I don't ride a party. I run as a Democrat, but all Democrats ain't right and all Republicans are not wrong. So I'm very independent in my thinking, and whoever's right is where I'm going to fall. Like, I don't care if you're Democrat or Republican. Right is right and wrong is wrong, and I'm looking for the right side of it all. So going back to my story, so she says she held the phone, and I was a little nervous because, and I knew she was a white woman, and we'll talk about, that's why we've had David on the broadcast to talk about the issues with race in this country. So I knew she was white, and I was, like I said, I was a little nervous. I'm like, I don't know if she could be, I don't know what this is. So
Right.
this morning, when I left the RV park, she came around in her little cart, and she said, "I looked you up," and my heart was like, "Oh Lord!"
Okay.
And then she said, Dr. Brenda, she said, "And you got a lot of good things going for you."
Wow.
And it was like, like,
Wow.
because I'm like, oh my gosh, what is she gonna
Oh,
say?
wow.
And she said, "You got a lot of good things going for you." And she said, good luck to you." And it just shows you. And I'm so glad that whatever I feared, or whatever thoughts I
Right.
had, I was wrong. And I was so glad to be wrong. I was so glad
Yes.
to be wrong. Because when I had these
Awesome.
thoughts, like, who is this lady? What does she want to know? I'm in this
Right.
park. These places are not all that well lit.
Right. Oh my goodness, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that was my funny story, and I was glad to be wrong.
Yes, most definitely. That's wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. So yeah, we just have a lot to, a lot that we are working on in this country as far as race relations, and I want us to get it right.
Yes.
Our this beauty and barber industry, we really are one. We are one people. We are one people with one cause, one mission, and that is to strengthen our professional license. That is to save our industry. That is to, bring life and longevity to this profession for those that are coming
Yes.
behind us. This is so much
It
good work to do here, Dr. Brenda. So much good
it
work.
is. It is very much so. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to continue on in this journey as long as I can.
Mm-hmm. We're glad to have you. You know, we have advocates across the country. And for those of you that don't know who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it, we are a two-in-one organization. We are the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals. We are Politics, Beauty, and Barber. And we had to have two. I've always seen these as twins, Dr. Brenda, like twins. You
Hmm.
got these two babies that you're gonna have to nurture. They're different, but
Right.
then you got to
Yep.
nurture them and bring them along together. So the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals, that is our platform. And we actually we're continuing education. We're about having something beyond that foundational knowledge that we get, because we already see that they're trying to chop that off, you know, roll our hours back. But if we can
Hmm.
have something continual that we, so that we can be accountable to our
Yes.
industry, to, you know, to our clients, like we got to have something that says we are continuing to learn. Like this whole COVID season, you know, with all the data and the science and the research that's going to come out of this, there's a whole nother learning curve that we're going to have to take with this.
Yes.
This is just the beginning of how we're going to have to do things very differently moving
Hmm.
forward in the salon. So we're continuously learning how to be better and better at this profession. So the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals, that is our, that is where we actually concentrate on continuing education and creating this
Hmm.
platform nationally, where our licenses reciprocate and we have continual education in every single state. That is the same. You're not going to learn something in Ohio that I'm not going to learn here in Georgia. We're going to learn the same thing. We're going to be on the same page. We're going to be continuing to learn. So that is what we work on with the Concerned Beauty and Barber Professionals. Then on this side of it, Politics, Beauty, and Barber,
Hmm.
this is where we actually advocate. This is where we talk to our congressmen. We talk to our state legislators. We're talking to those policymakers that are making decisions for our industry. They're writing the laws.
Right.
They're writing these laws. And how dare they write these laws, like Dr. Brenda just said, and not listen to professionals? Jump in right there, Dr.
Exactly. Exactly. As a matter of fact, I've written to my senators and my representatives on several issues and House bills and Senate bills that we have in Ohio. We have a House Bill 399 that is coincide with Senate Bill 245 that's trying to do the reduction of hours in cosmetology and the barbers. We have a House bill, another House bill that's 274 that's trying to revise the laws in massage therapy. There's a Senate bill, 235, that's trying to take natural hair to a place of certificate application where there's not a license but a certificate of practice. That is a devaluing of education. It's a devaluing of our license to just get a certificate to practice. I don't I don't see that. We're opposed to that. I'm also the president of the Ohio Association of Beauticians, the oldest African American organization in Ohio, and alongside fighting with legislation and working and being a part and a member, an advocate member of the Concerned Beauty Barber Professionals and Politics Beauty Barber Professionals. It's a wonderful collaboration in our state. I've asked the senators and the representatives to look at those bills and why we oppose them and give a an understanding outline of why we are opposing them, and also asking them to do a conversion and an audit. We're on an audit system. When you get your license, your CEUs, it's an audit system. We want a tracking system. We're asking for that. With the Politics, Beauty, and Barber, statewide, each state can be asking for the same thing, asking for 3 hours at least, mandate beauty and barber health and safety practices and CEUs. If we're asking for the same thing, then I think that our profession can be it is worthwhile. It is something that we're passionate about, and we have to fight for it.
Yeah. She says, how can I get involved? She actually made another comment. Miss Rhonda, hey, Miss Rhonda. I participated in a roundtable about race relations in the beauty industry hosted by Black Stylist Matters organization. It was really informative. I'm glad that we're having these kind of conversations because, it's been long overdue. I mean, we have white salons, we have black salons, we have Latino salons. We're totally segregated in this industry, and
And it shouldn't
everybody acts
be.
like it. And we shouldn't be. And it's just hair. My hair is a little kinkier and coarse than the average, but if it's texture. You actually you have to understand different textures of hair. And she says, how can I get involved? Join us. It's right here on the screen. Join us. The cbbp.org/join us. Be a part of what we're doing. We need all hands on deck. We can never have enough support in this industry. I mean, some states we have tens of thousands. In the state of Georgia, we have up to 90, I think like 95,000 licensed professionals in this state. And I'm sure we have just as many in a lot of our other states. If you do the math, we have millions of people across this country that are licensed in this industry. So we need an army to fight these battles, because this is a war on our industry. We need everybody to get on board. Right, Dr. Brenda?
Yes, yes.
Correction, textures and fabric is what we concluded. Yep. Yeah, we gotta, we just have work to do in this industry. We have to, we really have to come together. We really have to it's about that license. It's about that piece of paper that all of us, you worked for, you earned it. And how dare that we let legislators dictate and corporations dictate who we are and how we should be structured and what we're worth. When they open up these chain salons and they do all these things, and you bring all these people into the industry that are not prepared, that are ill prepared. If there's some way they're ill prepared, they're not prepared. And to say, okay, well, you can take 1,000 hours now and that should be enough. No,
It's
no,
not.
it's not enough. It's not enough. It's not enough.
It's not.
No, it's not
Because
enough.
when they go into a salon, a lot of times the salon owner would take it upon themselves to train those new people that are coming out. It's like an apprenticeship to come into a salon. A salon wants to have the proper way of doing things, a professional way of doing things. And if they would have that coming out of going into a salon after leaving school, then it's important because they're gonna need the help.
Yeah. Good morning. Look who joined us, Dr. Brenda. Miss Racine is here.
Miss Racine, she got on her black. Oh
Down her
my.
back.
Well, I try to stay in uniform, okay?
You do.
Consistent.
Oh, we're so glad you're here.
Good morning.
I am so glad to be. Good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen out there. How are you all this morning? Yeah,
We're
it's still morning, right?
It's still morning.
Somewhere.
It's still morning somewhere. Racine, tax deadline is tomorrow.
I hope all is ready. All is ready. I've had
Yes.
clients call. I've had clients texting me at 1:30 last night, emailing me documents, and then some. My phone has been blowing up since 7 a.m. this morning. Okay. And so I said to you guys, okay, for those that are just coming in today, I'm going to do an extension. An extension exists for October 15th, you guys. So, but it doesn't mean that if you owe money, it has to be paid today, on the 15th of July. But you can get an extension to October 15th. But any taxes that are due, you got to pay those July 15th, though.
And if they're not paid on the 15th, there's a penalty, right?
Penalties and potentially interest. And I'm not going to speak for the IRS, but they understand things are happening. So I would imagine that they will be gracious. Okay. Pray that they will be gracious for everybody and waive, penalties or not even assess it. So I would just err on the side of caution. And if just say they are doing penalties, etc., A word of advice, there's what we can call we can do an abatement form, and that's spelled ABATEMAN form. Oh, I'm sorry, ABATEMENT. I can't spell this morning. Okay,
Statement.
so
So, and it's like a deferred, like they can defer it, or they will what? Okay.
uh, it will not only defer it, or it will actually eliminate the
Mm-hmm.
penalties and interest. Okay. But that form can be filled out once you know what that amount is. And it's really helpful, especially if you've not been late before, or you've been pretty consistent on your taxes, etc. They'll more than likely give you that opportunity. So especially for medical reasons. Of course, right now with COVID going on, and people not having the income, etc. But if at the worst case scenario, I would tell everybody, don't rush. If you need some extra time, give yourself time to October 15th to prepare your documents. And in fact, one of the things that I'm going to make sure, I have a tax planner that I put together that I've been using for a number of years. And for every industry, I've adapted it to it. So I'll make sure everyone here gets a copy of it so that you have a checklist of all of the documents that you need, as well as it actually allows you to start putting information down, numbers and totals. For a number of my entrepreneurs, I ensure that, hey, it's a way to help keep you organized for the rest of the year, because that's got some specific categories in that planner to assist you. So,
Racine,
I,
do you recommend like a bookkeeper?
I
Do
do,
you
I do.
Yeah.
And some people, if you are one who's really not that organized, and truth be told, I'm not a structured person, in the sense of, I'm like, now I got organized chaos in my office right now. I know where everything is, but if you come into it, it may just you blow you away. But for some people, you may say, I can't afford a bookkeeper. Hey, go to a college, accounting students. That's a great opportunity for them, to do your bookkeeping, especially they'll get you organized on a monthly basis, because that's what you need. You know, if you feel like you can't afford one, sometimes you can. I'll take some clients and I'll set up their QuickBooks and then show them how to start it. I mean, not necessarily carry them through like a bookkeeper, but even if you don't do all of that, you can still be organized, and prepare. I have a filing cabinet, and I keep my expenses and everything organized. So whenever you have a receipt, put it in the file cabinet. For auto, I have a folder for auto. I have a folder for meals and entertainment. I have a folder for office supplies. I have a folder for equipment that I purchased through the year, etc. So I keep a folder for it. And so one of the most essential tools that I keep in my household for myself and my husband, I actually have a neat receipts. And let me see if I can find it.
Did she freeze, Dr. Brenda? Uh-oh.
See, she froze.
Oh no. Racine, I bet she doesn't even know she's frozen.
And
Let's
she
see.
was looking for something.
Yeah, and it froze up and she's still frozen. Oh no. Yeah, I was, the bookkeeping that she was talking about, I think that is so necessary. So necessary for those of you that are small
Yeah.
business owners. Um, she says, is it physical or digital planner? Hey, Denise, good morning. Hopefully Racine will come back because she is frozen. I wonder if she knows that she is frozen. She's still frozen. Her internet must have gone out. But yeah, I totally recommend a bookkeeper and somebody to really help you to manage your day-to-day affairs, because even like having somebody to say, okay, this is what you have, this is what you made this month, this is it, and having somebody to help navigate you through your finances, that is a great thing.
It is. It is.
If you can afford, like she said, a college student, these accounting students, they looking for opportunities, and what a great job
Hmm.
for them.
Right.
They can help you do this kind of stuff from their home, and
Hmm.
I that would be. I just think that's an excellent
That's
idea.
idea.
Hmm. So hopefully she comes back. Oh no, look like her
Yeah, we do
internet
hope she comes back.
really, really went out on us. But yeah, Rhonda was saying that we were talking about the race. She says, "Oh wow, this is the same conversation from yesterday. Next time, you all have to be a part of the conversation." Yes, yes. But here's actually was on the campaign trail here. And okay, I think she's back. Let's see. Let's see. You're back.
The best
Okay, she's
the
back.
best laid schemes of mice and men often go awry. Okay. But anyway, look, if you guys, I was trying to show you my neat receipts, but as I was saying, it's my awesome tool because I have clients that come to me with bags of receipts. And I'm like, don't do that to me. Especially I have truck drivers, that's on the road, so they'll just stick, receipts in a bag.
Is it a
So
physical or digital planner? Like, is this something that you have that's physical or is it digital?
it's a physical scanner. It scans your receipts, and I mean to the smallest receipt, and it will organize it on your desktop or your phone into an expense spreadsheet you can generate because it organizes your receipts by category and then totals it by category for you, literally.
Read the receipt. So say that receipt is from a gas station. It's $10. It will
Uh-huh.
read the receipt.
It will scan and read the receipt, tell you exactly the where you went, the name of the facility. It'll tell the date, and it has on their desktop. After you scan it in, it puts all that detail into a folder and scans the receipt. So it categorizes all of your receipts. So I can literally scan all my receipts for the month, throw them away because it keeps a copy of it, and the IRS recognizes the copy of the receipt on your folder. Okay. So if you had to take a flash drive, it will, I'll copy it to a flash drive if I had to go to an audit and take it to the IRS. Or I will scan or print out the actual expense report and take it to the IRS if they need a copy of the receipt. I have all of those, a facsimile of that on, on
Oh, I want one. Look, I want one.
Okay. I have.
I'm gonna have to go get me one.
I
You
have
have
four.
four.
I have one at my physical office. I have one here at the home office. I bought one for my husband, and I bought a second one just in case one of them don't act right.
You making sure this thing is going to work.
And it's called. There's two versions. There's one that looks like a ruler or bar, and then there's the one that's a desktop. Okay. And the desktop one is perfect because it will scan the smallest receipt like this, or it will scan a whole sheet of paper.
You just feed it into it. Oh, I want one.
It will scan front and back. Okay. It will scan front and back at one swipe. Okay.
It says, how about using Excel? What is your thoughts on that?
Setting up an Excel spreadsheet is perfect too, because the whole idea is just keeping up. Now, what will happen is you have to enter in that detail yourself on Excel spreadsheet.
But with this, it automatically categorizes and enters it for you, so you don't have to do anything but feed that thing.
Just feed it, and you can download the data to your QuickBooks file. And I think there is a way you can do it to your Excel spreadsheet too for whoever was asking. So you can download that data, but data, I ain't gonna say it's redundant, but if you need to make some changes or something like that, or take that spreadsheet and maybe put some things in place so you can start keeping up with using this, setting up a spreadsheet for something else that you're going to be doing, then that's great too. Especially if you're doing budgets, it'll be perfect. But If I were you guys, it's a business expense you can write off. Hint, hint. Okay.
Mhm.
And I literally have gone to Offer Up and bought it. I've gone
Is there a
to
fee? Is there a fee when you use that machine?
I get the traditional, the old version of it. The new one is more cloud based, and there's a subscription service. I don't do that one because I like control where I can put it on my desktop or choose to put it in the cloud if I want to.
Yeah.
But I'll have the what we call the traditional or the old desktop version of it, and then that way I can access everything on my desktop and then save it to my external hard drive. Or if I want to put it in my Dropbox and upload it to the cloud myself, I'll do that. But the newer ones that you can get at Staples or Sam's Club, they're like $300. So if you get them from Craigslist or from Offer Up, you can get them for like 100 to 125. I think the most I've paid is $125.
Mhm.
For it. And especially around about this time, people have bought them but don't really use them. And you'll find that people just getting rid of them, especially around about this time after tax season. You know, so this will be a perfect opportunity to really.
Yeah, I want one.
um,
Look, I'm getting one.
it,
I'm gonna
I,
get one.
if you know how ladies love shoes,
You
okay.
like electronics?
Oh my God, it is really. It's called. It's really a wonderful thing, but it's called Neat NEAT Receipt Desktop version. Okay, Neat NEAT Receipt Desktop, and it's about yay big, and it sits literally on your table. I don't like the one that's the bar. It's too small, and you have to feed one at a time. You know, with
Other
a
one,
desk,
you can stack them and it feeds itself like a. Ooh, girl, you don't hook
and
me
you
up.
and you can put. Sometimes I'll put 10 8x11 sheets of paper. I'll put cards. I'll put receipts, and just let it sit there and then scan all of them at the same time. You
Wow,
know,
one after the other.
it doesn't matter what size, and feeds it. So if you're like me, you collect business cards.
That's
It
the
will
hookup, right? Yup.
uh, it will scan your business cards and keep a database of your business cards. Okay.
This is
Um,
I got a
idea.
ton of
see,
business cards.
I need to do an affiliate relationship with Neat Receipts because
You
I'm
better.
just
You better.
selling it.
Yeah.
Get them.
And I also use it a lot of times. I collect, just as an organizer because I can get off the chain. But I started like a receipt and recipes. I'll see something in a magazine or whatever, and I'll take a picture of the magazine, of the receipt, the recipe, but I'll forget where I put it. Well, what I'll do is I'll actually download it to my Neat Receipts, and it'll actually categorize my receipts. So if I want to find something with chicken, it'll let me do a search, and I'll type in chicken, and it'll go look through everything on my database and see what I had for chicken.
Girl, you better stop.
Wow.
Or but
Uh,
I'm gonna use. I look. We can tell you can use that thing for probably anything you want to use it for.
yeah, but we'll stick to
oh,
the
this is
We'll stick to the
financial stuff.
finances.
So, but it's good. We have painters in the house, so that's why I'm upstairs in my other office versus when I was downstairs earlier. And so, Harry had me look for a receipt. For we were also doing septic tank clean out, and we had plans. So I had scanned the plans into the Neat Receipt. So he was asking for a copy for it. So I just typed in search on my database, and it brought up the plans. So
cool.
so definitely. So but definitely I'll be, I'll give you guys my tax planner, which I think you'll really, keep you organized, and then it'll trigger particular items that you can write off to that you probably haven't been thinking about. You know, you'll either love my planner or you'll hate it. You know, and some people that look at it just, they say, Racine, there's a lot of information on here. And I said, trust and believe, everything is organized on my planner for a reason. you know, and the idea is to trigger a memory. Oh, I can write this up. Oh, I need to get that. Oh, I need to write this number down. Oh, I need to just keep those things in mind when you're, getting things organized. So, otherwise, yeah, tomorrow, if you really need more time, please, I can't stress it enough. Give your time to October 15th. Go ahead. You can print the extension form. It's form 4868 on irs.gov, and you can print it out, fill it out. It'll ask if you have any liabilities that you are going to. Oh, just put zero if you're not sure. Just put zero for right now, and then mail it certified mail so that you know it was delivered. Okay. I suggest for those that I've had people calling me in a panic. Okay, I know last minute we've had other stuff going on, and mentally everybody's so many different other places and they hadn't been thinking about it. Well, just go ahead and fill the form out and send it in. I'd rather for you to do that than stress yourself and stress your tax preparer or me, and everything. That way you can get organized and do it right. You know. So, and was there any questions anybody had for me? Today is my, tips on Tuesday. I'm gonna call it tips on Tuesday. Anything you guys want to know? Say, asking the questions. I know I can talk forever. I always like some questions from you and feedback.
Yeah, like I think with me, I was talking about having that bookkeeper. I was sharing that with Dr. Brenda and how important it is to have somebody that can look at you, and I think this is where we kind of, as an industry, we don't know where we are. Like, you just know you got some money in the bank, but you don't really know like the bigger picture. Can you kind of talk about like, with having a bookkeeper, looking at your expenses monthly or weekly, is coming up with some sort of plan where you really can have a better overview, because we really don't know where we are. We just know I got this in the bank, but really, where are you financially?
Gotcha. I always said that you always need to know a snapshot so that you can grow from it. And so it hit home for a number of people when we were talking about the SBA loan, because people had to complete that application, but they had no idea of what their numbers look like. So one of the things it helped, and I'm going to speak for Racine, I'm going to put myself in this example. One of the things I always try to make sure is, am I overspending in some areas? I spend a lot of money on food and entertainment. I spend a lot of money on office supplies. And sometimes I have to figure out, okay, can I streamline this so I can have more income? Sometimes we work so hard, but we never know how much income we are bringing in to do the things we need. We have money, just like a strainer, it has holes. So as a bookkeeper, you'll find someone who, a bookkeeper that will actually figure out where the holes are in your business. And then from that bookkeeper, you can now maybe have a financial planner who can show you how to have some tax strategies in place so that you can, keep some of that money in your business. And I know most of us here may reinvest that money back into our business. We actually, what we call self-capitalize, and put it back and buy equipment. And that's great, but then out of that business, it means saving money for yourself, an emergency fund. Okay. That's significant. So I think it helps prevent the strainer effect from your business where you have, money just seeping out from different places. It helps you streamline and gives you a great snapshot, because you want to look at it from today in 2019. You want to look at 2020 and beyond and compare the numbers. Okay. So I think that's going to be really key. Really key. I hope that answers your question, Tamara.
It does. It does. I just know how we are as professionals.
Yeah, and it just starts somewhere. Someone mentioned earlier about the Excel spreadsheet. I think that's phenomenal. That's better than the norm, because some people just winging it, and just doing it by the seat of their pants. And I just say, if you can start there with that Excel spreadsheet, that's phenomenal. That's a great start, and And then too, as you organize, it gets bigger and better, because when you do get the bookkeeper and you hand them that Excel spreadsheet, they're going to love you, because that
Oh
shows
yeah.
that, hey, they have a great foundation for them to organize themselves and move forward.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
I actually have I have a bookkeeper, and I just know how much of a breather that is to have somebody to just kind of help navigate that part, because that
Hmm.
is it's a very tedious work, and I don't want to sit down and find a penny or
Right,
two pennies.
right.
I'll
And
give
it,
you
uh,
pennies.
and it lets you guys concentrate on what you all do, and let
Right.
Yeah,
somebody else concentrate on that, because you can't be a jack of all trade and a master of none. And, and so that gives you an opportunity, and also that bookkeeper is going to give you a unbiased representation of what they see in your business that you won't be able to see because you're in it doing the books, etc. And so they will give you a great, overview of it from a, not a personal or an emotional part of your business, which is good. So um,
we
I'm
have
saying,
about 3 minutes left. I'm actually running on very low battery, so I hope my this doesn't just cut out on us.
okay,
But,
okay.
Dr. Brenda, do you have a question for Racy before we let her go?
Not a question, but just a commitment. A commitment that being on the show has helped a lot of young people, a lot of older people, people that had not been doing it right. During this COVID season, it also got people on track of where they are. The first segment you were on, you talked about uh, incorporating your business, taking your business to another level, not just being a DBA, but taking it to another level, LLC, or something that would be identify you independent contractors as a business, so
Mhm.
that you can be a part of receiving the loans, the PP loans, and the different things that were going on during this season. If your business is set up as a business, even though you're independent, then you have a tracking system. You introduce to some, I think it was Dunn's
Duns and Bradstreet.
and Bradstreet,
Hmm.
the banking. It really helped a lot. I know that my daughter is an independent contractor, and she took her business to a whole nother level, and she did the work, and now she's independent, but she's a business. She should have known, because she was in business with me. We
Hmm.
had a salon. I retired from the salon, and she did not want to take it over.
Uh-huh.
And so it was already established. And so she said, "No, I don't want to do this. I don't want to run a salon. I don't want to keep track of all the different things." And she practiced at being the manager of our salon, but she did not want to take it over. And so she went on to be an independent contractor in another place. And she
Hmm.
realized during this season that the pandemic took everyone, that salon professionals, that she needed to be a business,
Gotcha.
not just a DBA doing
That's
business as.
That's phenomenal. I hear you. Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm glad
thank you
that
so much.
it's good to hear that feedback and everything, because I definitely want to see that, hey, it did help everyone here. That's the whole point, and I enjoy giving the information, and that reward for me is hearing that feedback. It means a lot, definitely. So,
The
if you,
short time
mhm,
that you've been
exactly.
with us, it's been a
Man,
very much help,
it's in the
very
past.
much helpful.
Well,
It's like you've
glad.
taken us from the beginning, and now we're at the end of the season. Time to file the taxes.
Well, technically it's not the end of the season. Remember, we're business owners 375 days out of the year. Look like
Okay.
Yes.
not 365. It's like we burn the candles at both ends in most cases. So
Yes.
so definitely, but I'm gonna give you guys my email. I am actually revamping my website, so I apologize, for some that may check in, but if you do info at and Racine is RACINE. Rikard is RIKARD.com. That's my email. And then my toll-free number for everybody is 866-841-9496. And, because I have clients in probably 30 states right now. So you guys are good. Okay. And I think someone asked a question before we hang up. What is the digital planner? Neat Receipts is a digital planner, but it's a physical scanner that actually digitalizes your information. And then, is there a fee for Neat? Now they have a subscription for it, but if you get the older versions of the desktop, there is no fee to use it. You just register and you're good to go. Hope that helps.
Okay, so we have no more questions. We're at the top of the hour. And I know that Tamara was telling us that her battery was going. She's in the RV and on the road campaigning, and so her battery probably died out. And so we're going to conclude, and we are so happy to have you with us, Miss Racine. You've been with us for 3 weeks now.
Wow, time has passed by
fast.
Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And so as we, I know that we will be having you back. We look forward to it. We much success during this time, much prayer during this time of preparing people's taxes. So grace be unto you.
Thank you. You guys have a wonderful week and month, and we'll talk next week.
All right.
Thanks a lot. All right.
Bye-bye.